Merry Christmas, friends! I have breaking news to inform you about today. A government shutdown may be on the way. Many lawmakers and economists are growing worried about whether Congress can avoid another shutdown in the new year. Top experts say that there are a few things you need to know before this happens. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to hear about all of the details. Also, in a video later today, I will be announcing several winners for a Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter today's giveaway, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways.
So let me ask Dr. Bernstein a question. Doc, why did you think inflation was temporary?
The word, of course, transitory is what you're referring to. And I not only believe, but I've said, and this is...
Well, is temporary and transitory, those are synonymous, right?
Yeah, those are they're synonyms. And
okay, well, tell me why...
But I think transitory was...
Tell me why you thought inflation... I'm going to be accurate. Why in your infinite wisdom you thought inflation was transitory or temporary?
Well, let me be clear about what we meant at the time. And by the way, and this is contrary to what Ranking Member Scott said earlier, I did not ever say that people didn't understand transitory. What I said was we didn't understand transitory. In fact...
Well, that's clear. We can stipulate to that.
That word is temporally ambiguous. It meant different things. To some people it meant 2 weeks, to some people it meant 2 years. What we meant, and let me answer your question, we thought inflation was going to accelerate and gradually cool down over time. Now, that has turned out to be in fact, the pattern that inflation has taken. But transitory was much too ambiguous a description of that dynamic. Acceleration, cooling.
So now inflation is down from 9% to 5%. Are you telling me that when you said inflation was transitory, you were correct?
No, I'm not saying I was correct or incorrect. What I'm saying was that was an ambiguous...
Like you're saying you were correct.
No, I'm saying that was an ambiguous and unclear word that was poorly chosen, I think, for that discussion because it meant different things to different people. To me...
Well, has it been transitory?
Inflation has, in fact, behaved much as I just described. We thought inflation was going to accelerate and gradually cool over time. And that is
Chair's going to cut me off. Has it been transitory?
Inflation has accelerated and cooled.
Senator's time's expired. I want to fulfill what you said, that I was going to cut you off.
According to USA Today, millions of Americans face the threat of another government shutdown next year that could affect federal workers' jobs, nutrition benefits, and much more. This is as lawmakers try to reach a compromise on spending. Congress passed 2 stopgap measures in recent months that temporarily funded the government at the end of September and in November. But funding for federal transportation programs, housing and food plans, and other resources will expire on January 19th. The deadline for the Departments of Health and Human Services, Commerce, Labor, State, and Defense comes 2 weeks later on February 2nd. As the nation braces for the possibility of another government shutdown, there are a few things that you need to know about and how it could affect you. So a government shutdown means all officials and federal agencies that are not deemed essential have to stop their work and close their doors. If the government does shut down next year, thousands of federal employees will be furloughed. Essential federal workers, which ranges from air traffic controllers to emergency personnel in national parks, would work without pay, but they would receive back pay once the shutdown ends. Some subcontractors for the government may be out of work and would not receive back pay. A shutdown can also have significant impacts on Americans who do not work for the federal government. For example, some food assistance benefits could be delayed, and certain food safety inspections would also be put on pause. Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack warned in a press briefing in September that if a government shutdown does occur, funding for WIC could be impacted immediately depending on a person's location. They could also lose access to Head Start programs for childcare. According to USA Today, the path to meet both the January 19th and February 2nd deadlines are rocky. When lawmakers return to Washington, D.C. next month, they will either have to finish passing spending bills to keep our government's doors open or approve another temporary deal to avoid a shutdown. However, House Speaker Mike Johnson, who passed the latest funding extension in the House with more Democratic votes than Republican votes, faces continued infighting among GOP officials. Lawmakers are also struggling to pass two major packages at the same time. 2024 will mark the start of a very busy year as lawmakers try to dodge another government shutdown. Because of money that Democrats approved through their landmark healthcare, tax, and climate legislation last year, normal operations at the Internal Revenue Service would continue, and the agency's 83,000 workers would be saved from furlough. Taxpayers are still required to pay taxes during a shutdown. The tax agency's circumstances under a possible government shutdown this year would differ greatly from years past. According to CBS News, in 2018, at least 26,000 furloughed IRS workers were called back to work without pay to get ready for the tax season, though 14,000 of those recalled employees did not return, with thousands seeking permission under their union contract to be absent because of financial hardship. According to the White House, acute and emergency outpatient care in Defense Department medical and dental facilities would also continue. All inpatient care would continue at Defense Department medical facilities. The Department of Veterans Affairs said all Veterans Health Administration facilities are expected to remain open in the event of a government shutdown. Employees who perform medical and prosthetic research are expected to be furloughed. CBS News has also noted that VA doctors will remain on the job and the Veteran Choice Program will remain open, which means that prescriptions will still be filled and medical providers will still be open for appointments. Well, my amazing and most awesome friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Dear friends, thank you so much for being part of this community. I will be announcing several winners for a Walmart gift card giveaway in a video later today, so please make sure that you do stay tuned. If you would like to enter the giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you, and have a wonderful and very blessed Christmas Day.